And
We
we are
live.
live. Hey everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bonjour. Welcome to another live Sunday episode of AwakenToJoy. I'm Shem,
Je suis Omondi.
and it's so lovely to have you all here. Some are listening, some are in the chats already. Welcome. Bonjour. Good morning. Whatever time it is, by the way.
Guten Tag.
Bonjourne,
You see
guten
I did it.
Tag. You caught it. You
I
caught
caught
it.
it. I
You
caught
caught it.
it.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buenos dias. Hi everyone. We got a few people in the chat already chatting it up. I'm gonna roll through the names. Hi everyone. Welcome. Tom. Hey Juliana. MJ. Heiko. Jay. Danny. Hiya. So lovely to see you all. Deanna, yay. We're going to jump straight into it and we'll welcome everyone as they come. I've got today, this is what I'm drinking. Usually, I got my hot drink, right? But today, I've got my elderberry juice. And Danny's here. So, what are we saying? Are we in sync already? Are we in sync already, right? So let's go.
Let's
go
do
for
this.
it. Let's go for it.
So what do you want to do then?
Firstly, I would like to start off by reading something. It was a whole thought process that I'd gone through. It was my own revelations that I'm going through right now. This is the thing. People think that sometimes this awakening process is some sort of destination. And what I would liken it to is a lot like when you have a garden. Okay. So you decide you're going to have a garden and you decide what the garden's going to be designed as. And you could say, okay, my garden's designed now and this is it. But anybody who does any landscape gardening or gardening of any sort realizes a garden is something that ebbs and flows and grows and matures and changes every single year, every season. So if you feel like, and I know it's framed like this, now you're awakened and forget about that. You're realizing new things. You're wanting new things in your life. Look at it more like a garden. It's your garden. They're your boundaries. And it can change and ebb and flow as you feel comfortable, as you want, but it won't look the same as when you started. You might not have the same things growing in it. You might not have the same design, but you will always remain the gardener. And as you grow with your garden, you'll see where you need to put your efforts, where you can pull back a bit, where you can stop interfering, and where you can lovingly interfere or just create. It's whatever you want. So with that being said, I'm going to read a little bit from the book, actually.
Go ahead.
The book originally, The Pillars of the Governed Mind, when I first got it, like I keep on telling you guys, it was like from an OBE experience. So a lot of the things that I wrote down were straight from there. Like I was in and out, yeah. And as I found the information, I would receive the download, and then the download would be downloaded to me again, and then it was a back and forth. But it wasn't I didn't sit down and read through everything and take everything in all at once. I had to kind of like sit with it for a while. So there's still stuff that I'm learning as well from it. there's still stuff that I'm getting from it. When I feel like I need perspective on certain things, there's still stuff that I reach for. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that somewhere, and then lo and behold, here we go. So, yeah, thanks, MJ. Yeah, yeah, the elderberries. Listen, elderberry juice. What we saying? Top tier, mate.
Absolutely. Delicious, isn't it?
Right. So that's what I got. I got my elderberry juice going on. All right. So this part from the book is from the closing part. It's the examples, some of the examples of seeing pillars during our life. Where else can they show up? Yeah. And even though you have the main pillars, this week I've bared witness to so many people having their version of what they would consider an awakening, right? But what it's also simultaneously showed me is that it comes in different areas for different people. So for some, it may have been 2008 crash, right? For others, it could have been the pandemic, or it could have been something else, a loss in your life. It could have been grief. It could have been through the OBEs. It could have been from childhood, and then now it's all resurfacing again. There's so many ways we find ourselves back to ourselves. So with that, I'm going to be going over some of them. But in all of it, sovereignty is that thread that moves through it. And as I've been shown, it's just like a journey back to self, right? So there's a few reflections. I'm going to start with the reflection. So I'm coming from the guise of stripping back the why I ever decided that I was going to be a people pleaser. Yeah. And I liken this to, and I did touch on this. We had another episode, we had another conversation with Sasha on his channel. And we were discussing, and thank you for everyone who went over and to just took some time and just watched that conversation. We really enjoyed talking to Sasha. And even though we don't do much interviews, we've only done two or three. Two with Sasha and one with Trey Downs. And we're us. Like, if you watch these Sunday lives, we just
more the same.
More the same. So we were talking about people pleasing. And then this week again, it came up for me. Like, why did you ever do it? Why did you, and this was the shadow side of it, why did you betray yourself? Why did you stoop so low? Why were you someone's doormat? Why were you their doormat for so long? Why did you waste your time? And to hear me say that out aloud, you'll be like, well, you could come up lovingly like, oh, but it's not like. But when you're alone in your space, you can speak to yourself like that. And often we do. We blame ourselves for the choices we've made, right? We berate ourselves for the things that have passed or the things that we have allowed outside of our sovereign operations. But that's where this forgiveness comes in, and the application of forgiveness to self. Just letting it go. Just knowing that whatever path you walked was a necessary path to lead you here. And I likened it to the idea around tying my self-worth to my identity. Okay? So my identity was tied to how much I gave. Because I felt that my value was going to be tied directly to how much I gave. The more I gave, the more then I thought I was worth. You're a good daughter, so you give. You're a good daughter, so you share more. You share with everyone, so you're a kind sister, daughter, cousin, whatever you are. that's where you tied your worthiness to. I'm a friend that gives, so I'm a better friend. I'm a mom, whatever it was. So that makes me better. And I said, but where did this come from? And it took me right back to a time where I was a kid, and it was that first moment I realized I can't live here. Now, I was just like, I can't live here anymore. Like, I shouldn't be living here. I don't feel safe here. But I couldn't go anywhere. So then you find yourself having to manage the people around you so that you don't get yourself in a situation where you have to feel unsafe in those spaces, right? And in order to do so, you show up doing different things. My one was, let me give more, let me share more, let me do more. And those were the ways that I could, I guess, manipulate the situation to make me feel like, okay, well, when I do this, when I give this, this is the response. So that response would then give me a moment, a day, a month where I don't have to interact with this side of those people. And they would show up with more praise for me. So you do more until it becomes one with your identity and how you value yourself, and you start giving yourself the math. Your mind starts making the math of it. When I show up more like this, my results are more positive in the house. Well, what you think is positive at the time. And then slowly you entangle yourself with the idea of being that way, and that way being more valuable. And then slowly but surely you tie your whole entire self-worth and value to that thing. So now you're the giver. And then when you're not giving, you feel like you're not yourself. And when you're not giving, you feel like you are being bad, selfish, the opposite of who you are. It's not who you are, right? And then as I sat and I picked that apart, I was like, so why did you do it in the first place? Did you do it out of joy? Did you do it because you were just managing? And what would you have done naturally? And the two things didn't meet. It's not that I won't share. It's not that I won't give, but I wouldn't give like that. And I wouldn't share like that. And I wouldn't do it under those conditions. And I know that now because I wouldn't want to receive under those conditions. But I couldn't see it at the time because I was a kid. But then you grow with it and you hang on to it. And then you become that teenager, that child, that adult who does the same thing. But by this time, you're so wrapped up in the fact that you think that that's you. That's just the way you are. When you realize that that's just how, what you've attached yourself for so long, you've lost where that part of you begins and where you end. So back to the pillars, because I'm in this with you guys. As I said, I receive these reflections, I receive these downloads, I share them with you because I've had to process them myself. If they help you, they help you. If they don't, well, boy, it is what it is. But I shared something. Okay, so the reflection is, do I feel replenished or depleted? I'm reading from the book now. Do I feel replenished or depleted after this connection? So for time itself, the concept of time, it's present in every pillar, and it becomes where energy is placed and how attention is directed and what is prioritized. And then it brought me back to the idea around how much time we feel like we've wasted, how much time we feel like we've given, and how much time now from those traumas or from those happenings we've calculated in some way, not that we know, how much time we have left. Because in order to come to the conclusion that you haven't got enough time, or you're too late for something, or there's not enough time, or you've taken too long to arrive somewhere, you would have to know how long you got left, right? Are you a fortune teller or nah? Because it's funny, we cherry pick that one. It's either you know your future or you don't, right? And it's so funny how we can feel like we got all the math right for the things we can't do, but when it comes to the things we can, all of a sudden we know, oh, I know I couldn't do that because I haven't got the time. I've only got this much left. Look at my age. I've got this, I've got that. 1515 on the clock right now. But you don't know that's what the time and the energy and the way you've spent it and not forgiving how you've spent it has made you feel. So now you tell yourself moving ahead what you can do and what you can't do based on what's already passed. And that's the place that I was asked to relinquish, to forgive, to let go of. So the second reflection in the book is also, where is my time flowing? And is that aligned with me? Seeing without judgment. So this is not about cutting everything off or rejecting the world or withdrawing from life. It's about moving consciously within it. You may still engage with everything, but now you see it, you feel it, and you choose it. Okay? Sovereign movement. You do not need to fight systems or resist them forcefully. You can simply redirect your energy, choose your focus, and move with awareness. In doing so, you shift your experience. And when one individual becomes aware, their choices shift. When their choices shift, energy flows differently. And over time, what is collectively reinforced begins to change. And I was there posed with the question is, what if everybody that is on this journey at least has that realization that they've just relinquished the idea of knowing that they are arrived too late to do something and they just start to do it, whether it's this book you want to write or this garden you want to build or anything else you want to pursue, whether you've said, I do have enough time. I have enough time to reach completion and see it to its end. And we just went for it. And we just moved forward without trying to make old math our new reality. The old way we used to calculate whether or not we could do something. We just leave it behind and we just move with our sovereign movement. We don't try and crash everything that we've got going on. We just decide where we put our energy and where we don't. And I thought, well, Shem, it starts with you. You booked and busy, girl. You better get on with it. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I knew you would get it. You know, we got the Sovereign Souls, like membership in that. But it's like the Sovereign Souls were always there and then the membership came. That came before the other type of thing. And then the last quote I'll leave you with, which is what I was told as well, what they were talking when they were chatting to me over there, it was like, and it stuck with me because I knew I'd need to hear it again. Because sometimes we're stubborn, like, well, I'll talk for myself. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, well, Wednesday, and so, boom, run that by me again. But what they said was, you've always had sovereignty over your energy. It's something you remember that you are. I was like, okay, snap. So that's the last part that I'll be reading to you guys today. All right. Let's get back.
So, hi, for the newcomers.
Hiya.
So hi Casey.
Hey, Casey, John.
Coherence handler,
Coherence
John.
handler, yay.
Yeah. Glad you guys are here. Hang on, we're gonna get back into the comment again.
Yeah, I was reading,
right.
so I couldn't see you all coming in, but hiya.
So by the way, thank you, Diana, for your nice comment about our podcast. I mean, our interviews. Yeah.
And for your love that you send on my channel as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I see some of you guys over there. Some of my readings resonate with you guys, and I'm glad for that, because when I'm guided to do these things, sometimes I still till this day like question like, are you sure? And they're like, at this point, just shut up and go. So it's lovely to see some of you over there, and
so yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we've got a new personal consultation service as well.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah,
we'll just open. So if you are interested, you can just fill in the form on our website, and yeah, the links is in the description anyway.
Yeah, it's both of us.
And for the books, same thing. Yeah, both of us, with Shem and Omondi.
Yep.
And for the books as well, same things. If you want to know more about the books, go on also Shem's channel. She actually did an audio version of it.
Yeah, so every week I just post it up, and I go through the book for any of you who would prefer the audio to actually reading it. But the digital version is on our website, the OSAAA.com, and that's where you find everything. Our personal consultations is with the both of us, and it's pretty much tailor-made. We'll sit down and go through whatever you lot have to do. But it's a sliding scale here. So it's either you can catch us here for free and we'll answer your questions in the chat, or you can be anonymous and come to just email tellus at theos888.com, and then me, Corey, Blessed, you, or whoever else is going to be on there will be able to, or on the chat at the time, we'll be able to tell you, give you some advice anonymously, or you can join the 444 and reach us on Discord and all the other places where the rest of the community is as well. What I love about these chats as well on Sunday is, look, we sit here, but like we said, we're not your gurus. We're just on our journey and we share what we need to share. But in the chats, everyone going through what they're going through, you will find somebody who is out here in these streets going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Having their Wednesday.
I mean, you can find wisdom everywhere. At the end of the day, it's just on Discord, exchanges are real, where people can exchange their view, their knowledge. So yeah, so if you and I'm seeing hey Ray.
Hey Ray.
Good to see you here.
Yes, there is a Discord.
Yeah, there's a Discord. The link is in the description. However, I'll just try my best now to paste it in the chat. So I'll do. But yeah. So moving on.
I think that's all the announcements, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all the announcement. But yeah, for the consultations, yeah, that's more personalized. So
I'm looking forward to it. We cover a bunch of stuff. Please read through it. That's everything from dream interpretations, signs, symbols, OBEs, spiritual awakenings, dream states, hypnagogic states, just sightings, contacts, you name it.
And see if it aligns. If it aligns with you, then yeah, you just fill in the form and send us a message.
Right. So
I'm just going to get the Discord link for Ray.
Okay, and post it in.
Yeah, post it in. So so you do have to join the membership though, right? That's the only thing. But yeah, so then you get the invite sent to you.
Okay. I'm going to be doing a reading today, but I'm looking forward to it. I've been having a lot of downloads already about people waking up in different ways. Some through schools, and it seems to be across different cultures. People who live in places where it's like multicultural places. Like maybe there's like Africans, Eastern Europeans, and Asians, and like whites, just all living, like Europeans, just Western Europeans living in like similar places, but very suburban, and then coming to the same conclusion, like, this isn't quite for us, is it? And just simultaneously realizing, now I don't really like everything the way it's ran here. Nothing to do with each other, and realizing it's more to do with whether they're disgruntled with the way the school is ran, or the way that the authorities is ran, like their local councils or whatever it is. And it's like popping up, and then like they'll be finding themselves at like the local shop and talking to somebody random, complaining, and then the same person like who lives in their area from a different walk of life having the same complaint. And people like waking up like that. It's not all going to be Kundalini awakenings for all of us. For some of us, it's just going to be life slapping you in your face and you being like, well, this is shit. And I've been getting lots of downloads about that. And also, for some reason, something around the color purple, and I don't mean that in the film. I'm talking about the literal color violet. And people seeing that in their dream state, people seeing that in their waking life, or being attracted to buying items that are in that color. And simultaneously, someone wanting to get like earbuds, like, you know, those wireless earbuds.
Yeah, I see what.
Yeah, like shopping. I'm seeing someone shopping for like earbuds, but like wanting to get a particular color for some reason, or feeling like, yeah, that particular color would really like be like. And I know it seems random, but they were like, share it. I was like, easy. And then someone wanted to buy car speakers. Because I said, is that an 8? They were like, no. And then I was sent a number, and it was the number for a particular speakers, car speakers. And I was like, well, that's not for me. I don't have a car. And they was like, yeah, it's not for you. You know what? When I tell people, listen, don't think your higher self means that you need to worship them, okay? It's going to, chat. Have a chat. It's a chat with a friend, okay? Do not get down on your knees. Please, do not. There's no worshiping needed. They don't require it from you to share. They don't require some sort of gift or exchange or whatever to share. They will share freely because they got your backside and front. They're here to guide you if you want it, if you ask. Sometimes when you don't ask, they just think, you know what, this is required right now, and you could ignore them. You know, free will and everything. If the voice sounds like you also, for some, that's because it is you. So it's, and I do hear a lot of people saying, well, that's this, my guys, they just sound like me. Yeah. Yeah.
So you would have it.
Okay. So you reading?
Yeah, I'm seeing Juliana saying, I've had purple turn up when I try to help others heal on the other side this past week.
Okay.
And then you know, synchronicity moment here. Diana says, stop it, Shem. I literally was about to get purple hairbuds. La boo boo ones. So, okay, cool. Yes, this is what it is. Yeah. Talking about synchronicity and signs. I mean, seen a lot of feathers this week.
That's lovely.
Appearing in down to this morning, actually, opening like a kitchen towel, and as I open it, there's like a feather in it.
I don't know how it did that.
And that's a clean one as well.
I know.
I don't know. It just was in there.
It is what it is.
So I was like, okay, nice.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, purple.
Is your favorite color? Yeah, we're in sync, guys. It is what it is.
So Casey, you're saying, honestly, the higher self is you. We are just the aspect of the higher self having the human experience. Am I right? Yes. Yes. It's just we've covered it before. The idea behind being separated from your higher self, and you're not. So a lot of people are still struggling with the idea of being here and thinking I am here, my higher self is over there, but you constantly connected to your higher self, because we are not really here. I mean, we're here, yes, but it's more of a projection into our body, our human vessels. So it's just to start getting around the concept that we exist in multi spaces, dimensions, you name it, really. So yeah.
Yeah, John. John is saying people always try to say that the awakening feels gradual, and no one ever tells you it's actually exponential, like a snowball rolling down the snowy mountainside, right? That's why I kind of likened it to a garden. It kind of matures. It just and it changes. And sometimes you've got to uproot some stuff or replant something, or you find something else you want to plant there, and it ebbs and flows with you.
Yeah, and it's still to understand as well that it's a game we play. It's just for the sake of an experience. I mean, we are already awoken. We just some of us have decided that this is how we're going to do it. So this experience can feel more genuine. And it's just for the sake of the experience. I mean, let's be real. That's why most of your abilities are dormant. It's not something you're going to acquire. It's already there.
Yeah.
It's underneath, waiting for you
to be like, oh, look what I found.
Right. So, yeah.
Or look what I've been ignoring.
Right, exactly. So what it is, and you start, and like Shem said, look what I have been ignoring. So you begin to start have like a pattern recognition at first, and you start be like, oh, this is what that is, and that is what that is, and then you see more of it because now you're the frequency of it. So it's a really interesting process, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
You
must keep it fun, because it can get heavy if you let it. It can get fucking shit, actually. But like that bamboo invasion we had in our garden.
Right, exactly. This is just,
mind you, madness. It did teach me about boundaries.
Yeah, it's funny.
Spirit keep talking to me, I keep ignoring.
Yeah,
Bin told me about boundaries.
And look what happened in your gardens. Like same things there, same space. Someone kind of like just like push back your boundaries there, like just really
yeah, until I had to decide, no, I'm going to do something about this, because it's starting to infringe on my foundations.
Yes, and
literally,
this is how it's interesting how signs present themselves, isn't it?
It is.
And Diana, you say you will keep growing till the day you leave Earth, yeah, and beyond. And Jay is saying we are also in more than one reality at the same time. Yes, Jay, absolutely. I have already seen it, 100%.
Casey has a question.
Oh, so is the higher self responsible for the OB we experience? You're talking about the higher self like it's somebody else, like it's you. It's you. It's really you. And what it is, you have to merge with the idea of you or your higher self, so that when you take a decision, things happen. As opposed to when you take a decision, you feel like you've been blocked, or the idea behind my guides, or I've been told I can't meet my guides, or I can't do that yet, and all of that. But when you merge with the idea that you are in your full authenticity and sovereignty, then you realize how much everything is you.
Yeah.
So,
and it's okay for the concept to be new to you. It's all right for that to be like, I've got to get my head around that.
Take some time, for
because I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, the first thing is like, oh, I saw you, and you're like,
yeah,
that's absolute
whatever.
Rejection. Say, no, it's not, and it cannot be. And then just you realize, oh, maybe I have judgment on these what I call bad or what I call, and then you realize slowly, like you allow yourself to see things from a different perspective. But yeah,
well, it came from the fact that I thought, well, I can't be that powerful, and I can't be that.
Yeah, it's our responsibility.
I said, well, no, there's no way, because I'm just not that powerful.
You feel like if I'm that powerful, then
why
all of
a
sudden,
like that? Why does
Like
my life
you
look
feel
like
like a
this?
bunch of responsibility falls on your shoulder, but that's because you have a negative connotation to what took place in the first place, or towards poverty, or you associate blame to it, deep down. But in actual fact, if you stop associating blame or have negative connotation about things, it becomes easier for you to actually take responsibility. And like we said before, you said it many times that responsibility is the ability to respond. It is not just you must be responsible. It's not the way they're trying to make out it is.
And also, we are always framed with this villain arc and this hero. With great power comes great responsibility, and most humans won't know what to do with it. Great way to kind of steer you away from your own power, right? Just as a thought, just as a passing thought. Might be a whole lot of bullshit. What do I know?
What if you found out you're not humans? So now all of a sudden, what they say,
plot twist.
Plot twist. Turns out you're not. Well, you're gonna claim back your power now. You're gonna be like, what can I do this now?
Been doing it. Okay.
Been doing it.
So Juliana's saying, yeah, bamboo can be like a weed sometimes. No, all the time. If you don't have that thing, that's how I feel. If you don't have this big plastic barrier that you got to put in the earth and kind of give it that barrier, it will grow relentlessly, especially in these sides of the world. I don't know how they handle it where it naturally grows. I don't know how they stop it or how they curb it and how their whole land isn't covered in it. All I know is that when we plant it down here, it's literally a rhizome. It's grass. It's
tall grass.
It's tallest grass.
But then again, they've got the running one, and then they've got the one that doesn't run. So they've got a bit more knowledge in Asia. So when they've first and then it's a part of an ecosystem. So there's other plants that can combat it and pose resistance, like a natural balance. But we here bringing it here, and then we wonder why it gets everywhere, because we bought one, the wrong cultivar, and two, we don't know how to treat it either. So
in our defense, we didn't buy the one that.
No, that's I'm talking about. Hold on. Little precision. I'm talking about, generally speaking, when they brought new plants in a country.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking about that because it was already there before we even came, before we bought the place anyway.
Yeah. Is what it is. But good lesson learned.
Yeah. Well, we don't have that problem anymore, is it?
Now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, is what it is. All right. Can we get to the etymology?
Yes, we can. I'm just reading the comment, but yes. So I've got a little introduction. So we are going to cover leave and exit.
All right.
So yeah. So let me clear my voice. Right. So from an early age, we are taught to think in terms of arriving, leaving, entering, and exiting, beginning and ending. We leave school, we exit buildings, we leave home. We speak of leaving relationships, leaving jobs, leaving this world, or even escaping the matrix. Embedded with these expressions is a subtle assumption that we are moving from one separate place to another, often within the boundaries of time and circumstance. But what if living is not always what we think it is? What if many of the transitions we describe as exits are in fact shifts in perspective, awareness, or participation? So a door closes because another opens, for instance. An ending becomes a beginning when viewed from a different vantage point. Even the popular idea of leaving the matrix raises an interesting question. Can we truly live a reality we are experiencing? Or is the deeper invitation to perceive it differently? Perhaps the greatest transformation is not found in escaping our experience, but in changing our relationship to it. So obviously, as you know, language shapes perception. So when we repeatedly describe life as something to escape, we may begin to reinforce the belief that freedom always exists somewhere else, just beyond our current moment. But if freedom begins with awareness, then every apparent exit may simply become another invitation to see more clearly. With that in mind, we're going to explore the word leave and exit. So,
inspired, by the way, by someone who'd left a comment this week. I think it was this week. Someone left a comment about the difference between leaving the matrix and exiting the matrix. So we thought that'd be good
to cover
etymology to cover.
Yeah. So actually, that got us a little curious. Actually, it was like, to me, it sounded the same, but perhaps it is not. So we start by leave. Okay. So it is from Old English, "liefen," meaning to depart, to go away, to allow, to remain, to relinquish. Originally, leave carried two complementary ideas: to depart from something and to leave something behind. So the distortion of that, you can only imagine this, like to abandonment, loss, giving up, escape. So it's everything but being here in the moment or in the experience.
Okay.
Right? But originally, what it was, it's more like a transition, completion, making space, conscious movement.
Okay.
So it's not when you say living matrix or you're saying things like that. So it's more about understanding that it's nothing has to be destroyed or left behind. Everything has just to shift to a new reality. It's I like it to the idea that someone has a problem with you and they ask you to leave. As far as I'm concerned, me being in my sovereignty is that no, I don't have a problem. You do. So guess what? When you have a problem, you go. Right? Let's be real about this. You are not sovereign if someone has an issue.
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because you ain't never been sent to no couch over no argument.
No.
You're like,
no, but
couch,
it's not,
go
okay.
couch where? No, because for you, it's like, hang on a minute. If you have a problem, then
think about it.
You go to the couch.
But this is the reason why I mention this is because this is how we had so many things that happen over time: colonization, war, people are where we think or actually being tricked. It's like the idea behind this who has a nuclear weapon or who doesn't, being like well, you have one and you shouldn't have one, so we're gonna come to you and we're gonna make sure you can't have one. No, you won't. And we go, no.
I always thought that wasn't fair.
So, and it goes
because I was like, hang on a minute, you have one, but I can't. And now you're starting to fight with me because I have the same one thing as you, but you think you should be the only one with one because you're more responsible than me.
Whatever the justification behind it, exactly. So think about it's not exactly the same. It's from the same. It's of the same nature. It's the same principle. So it's about sovereignty. It's how you see yourself. So I would interpret it as someone who is a pushover. When you not understand, it's like, okay, it's Earth. A lot of people say it's a trap, it's shit, but blah blah blah. Yeah, perhaps it is for you, but guess what? There's less of them there is of us. How can these people come here and make us feel like it's shit? We have to go, we have to leave, we have to exit. So it's got to be a point where you regain your sovereignty, you empower yourself. And sometimes when we speak of the idea of exiting or being done with something, it's more seeing it as a transitions for something new as opposed to leave things behind. Because even relationships, this relationship led you to your awakening sometimes. Had it not been for that, then you may have not awakened yet. although you've decided on a soul level this is what's going to take place. So they only shift moment to moment. No one's really go anywhere. Hence why we now we kind of figured that these craft that comes from other places are really traveling to here. They're just shifting to this place. So the idea of living just reinforces the idea of time. And if you know time is an illusion, then perhaps you want to see the idea of exiting more as a transition, as opposed to, or living in that case, as opposed to, what we've been taught.
Yeah. Which would reframe when you say to yourself, I'm going to leave my body.
That's right.
Through OBE state, you say, okay, well, when you leave your body, which is okay, but then it's more the transition of where you put your awareness.
That's right.
So I will point my awareness to here, or I will point my awareness to there.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. So a quick shift you can do, instead of, and as for a particular sentence, I am leaving everything behind, you could shift to, I am moving into a new chapter. I carry the lessons while releasing what no longer serves me.
I like it. But then people can now still, it's not that you don't use leave. It's just that you use it in the awareness as to what it is.
It's the intention. It's not about, like I said many times, the etymology. It is not about not using the word. It's understanding the word truly. Have a broader perspective, not just one framing idea around this word. Because it's often what happens. It's like it's too biased, or the way we speak of things. So this help us being
more flexible
in a new version of ourselves, which is more ascended and is able to understand greater concepts.
Go for it.
Yeah. So now I'm going to
Hang on, let me see if there's anything in the comment section. Yeah, there is. Give me a second. Okay. So Deanna said, awesome picks in words. Yeah, that was a good inspiration from one of our people who left a comment, one of the community members. Jonas said, literally, this is the lesson that I've been having to sit with. You never lose the ability to leave this place, but having that taste as a child left me longing to exit, and I've obsessed over it for the last 6 years. Understood.
Yeah, I understand you, John.
Understand. Yeah. And then Jay's talking about overcoming his fears while he's outside of his body. Yeah.
This is the thing. It's a funny thing, Jay, because you're always outside of your body. It's just that you're also inside of it, so to speak. It's that concept. And when these concepts start, being integrated a little bit more, because we tend to forget. That's the whole point of this mind, how you can get tricked into forgetting what it is. You get pushed into a new situation, and all of a sudden you're back to square one. So these words and how we use it, and just allowing ourselves to have just a bit of a broader understanding, kind of help on a day-to-day basis to start integrating the idea.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Jay's sharing his experience for anyone who wants to read as well, of him seeing a version of himself outside of his body. Well, another version of himself, which is interesting as well. It's an interesting thing to go through. Yeah. Glowing radiant. He's like, yeah, he woke up like this, basically. All right.
I like what Coherence Handler said about what Jay say. Someone said that the opposite of fear is curiosity. Yeah,
I love that one.
That's a good, interesting.
Yeah. All right.
So
do you want to do exit?
I'm going to do exit now. So etymology of exit. It's from Latin, exire, or EXIRE. I'm sure I pronounced it the way you would in English, but it's, I think, exile.
Mm-hmm.
To go out, to depart, to emerge.
Mm-hmm.
So it is formed from X, out, so EX, right? And then IRE, to go.
Yeah.
To go. Originally, exit simply described movement from one place into another. So obviously, you can only imagine the distortion was the ending of failure or defeat or running away, escaping. Um, that wasn't what it was. It was just to kind of like symbolizing the idea of being from maybe here and then going to here.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's living anywhere, so to speak, but we're just shifting to different places. So the true frequency is transition, completion, passage, movement into new possibility. Every exit is simultaneously an entrance into something else. The perspective determines which one we notice. So the shift, instead of this is the end, it would be this is a transition. Every ending creates space for a new beginning. And I'm done.
I like it. I like
Pretty
it.
simple, isn't it?
This time for the first week, I must admit, both of those words is how I've always seen them.
It's lovely.
Like the other ones was like, well, hang on a minute. But these ones is like pretty much that's how I've seen them.
Well, this is basically what these exercises, so to speak, are, or these talks, because there's knowing them and seeing them that way. I mean, put into a situations when you don't expect it, that you have to go. You have to go now. Gone. Out. How do you embody that? What is your response to your bodily response to that? Because it's only when you know how you integrated it, despite the way someone trying to use it against you.
Do you know what? I've always realized that through a lot of my lifetimes and a lot of my instances here, I have been told to leave somewhere, kicked out. If I had no, don't say that, Shem.
But well, if you had gone, if you had a penny or a pound,
a pound,
or $100 notes for
that might round up.
or £100 notes, whatever.
I was like, if I had a pound for every time someone told me, but then I've realized the way my soul's set up with the things that I've been through in the different instances that I've had, like the different lifetimes that I've had, from the ones that I've recalled. I know enough now, I have enough wisdom to know that leaving is often just your soul saying it's time to move forward. Not that it's time to be alone, or it's time to be exed out or exiled or thrown out in some way. It's like, this situation is not for you anymore. Now, you can either be kicked out or thrown out, and it can seem in the moment that somebody else is being empowered by kicking that person out or pushing that person out or telling that person that they have to leave. But often, for me, it's been the biggest favor. It's been that thing where it's like, you know what, though? I didn't belong there.
Yeah.
You know what? It had been time to go.
Yeah.
My soul had already felt like it had overstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's just like whether or not you've decided, well, I can't, because you've then put fear on what will happen when you're on the outside of it, not knowing there is no outside. It's just a new place you're transitioning to, rather than you're in something or you're out something. And I think that that's where we also misinterpret sometimes, or pedestal the idea of being in or out of your body.
Well, it's funny, definitely. But you mentioned some things, and actually was like, oh, I'd like to comment on that. When something happen in your life, you say, "Oh, it's time to move forward," right? That is basically what this is about. as opposed to I am shifting, right? Because unfortunately, and they knew what they were doing here in this reality. When you have this consensus that everybody agreed on, oh well, when you get kicked out, it means it's time to move forward, or whatever it is. We indulge in the idea of time, but that never benefit us. That's what I realized. As opposed to shift, you can go in any direction, and the way the nature of this reality is, it always shows that things don't always have to move forward. They don't always do. Even if you push a ball, it might go in different direction. It might go diagonally. It might go. It's a lot of variable, and there's certain laws that are fixed, and you can see it. And that based on this collective consciousness, it's like if you hold a stone and you release it, it will go in this direction down, and that's what happened every time. Almost 100% of the time, right? You drop it, it falls down. However, that's one of the only things right now that seem to keep this reality together, which is what people equate to gravity, right? But when it comes down to us moving, the minute you've heard that day that you have to leave, you already shifted, and you can feel it. You feel it in your body, like you're not the same person, and we ought to see how we react to that. And that happened to us. Just had a baby. Well, the worst one was the when emergency place, and we just had a baby. Just gave birth. It was a very awkward situation, and we were told like 1st, 2nd of January, y'all got to leave. Just go now. That's it. Want you out.
Yeah.
And then we realized, like, you feel in your body, like, this is not the same. You're no longer the same person you were even 5 minutes before that phone call.
No.
So you never really go anywhere. That's what I realized. Now we put the theatrics around it, like, oh, where am I gonna go? Oh my God. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you actually you're constantly shifting one place to another.
Yeah.
So to speak, or one state to another. I mean,
that's how I feel like sometimes. I'm like, oh, and now I'm able to tune and be like, oh, someone's moving, or is that me? Oh, I've already moved.
Yeah.
Okay, I've moved.
Yeah.
And then I wait to see what unfolds.
Yeah.
Because I know I've already moved.
And the less resistant you are, what happened? Because once you embody the state of it, like, okay, well, I'm no longer Shem that is in this place now. I'm now the new Shem that is already left the place because
I don't know yet. I will see why.
Right.
But
exactly.
Boom.
Yeah. And because when we think, oh, it's time to move forward, and we're too much in the idea of going ahead and pushing ahead, it creates resistance, and it could put a limitation around what's to unfold.
And what direction we're
exactly.
Yeah.
Because these are not, going forward is not given, is whatever. It's not like I said, like gravity, where you would hold what I'm trying to say, the collective consciousness, what they've agreed on and how this reality look is not as strong when it comes down to gravity as opposed to moving forward, or the idea of moving forward or backwards or whatever. And think about the word gravity. What do you hear in gravity?
Grave.
Right. And in French, grave, it's
severe.
Yeah. And the same word is gravité, and it's severe.
It's grave.
It's something. So this is
it's death. It's something to be feared.
Exactly.
It's a loss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can tell. It's very stiff and don't tend to really move that much. Rigid, because that's what holds all these realities together. However, it will move eventually.
It will, but then that's why we are asked to loosen our idea around what death is and how to be, if it's that grave.
Yeah.
And how scared we are of it, and how much are we losing the idea of loss around it.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm back to you exiting the body or leaving the body.
Yeah.
We always say I have to leave my body, which kind of makes out that something is being left behind and we're abandoning it.
You still indulge in the concept of time. This is the first thing we have to relinquish.
Instead of, oh, I'm going to my dream.
Right.
Or I'm going here.
I'm shifting to this is a state of consciousness shifting, and then you can
I'm
see
going there.
the minute you say you want to go somewhere, when you're in an out of body experience, you end up there.
Yeah, but then even
You don't
okay,
even,
so say for your nervous system, yeah, you're happy you're living in your dream home,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
If I come and tell you you have to leave now, exit, leave the house, and it's like, yeah, I've got to leave, I'm being evicted, yeah, that's one energy. But if you said that to yourself to just simply go to the shop,
yeah.
I'm being evicted to go to the shop, you don't say that.
No, you don't say that.
You say, I'm going to the shop.
But you live in your house, don't you?
But you're still leaving your
Why?
house.
You
and you're
describe
still
it perfectly
exiting the
there.
door.
It's a state of consciousness, state of being only.
I think if we start giving ourselves that permission to be so easy as when we move in and out of leaving our bodies or going into lucid dreaming, all these states, we would just be so much more easy with ourselves.
Yes.
Which is exactly why even the idea, and that's just for me personally, that doesn't mean that's for everybody else, but the idea of having to plan it and having to do my sleep cycles and having to do the binaural beats, but none of it really worked for me, and I've always just gone in and out because I'd never seen it as me leaving my body.
No,
because I always knew I could come back. It's where my home is right now.
yeah.
So I wouldn't liken going to the shop to being leaving
No,
or exiting. I would just say I'm going to the shops,
right?
Because I know I'm coming back.
You entertain the idea as well of this is my experience. I'm going to. Sometimes you can have a good time. You say, "Oh, I'm going to go to the shop today," and it's more of an experience as opposed to you really going there. That's all an illusion anyway, because what this reality is. But the thing is, when you really think about it, even when you say someone come to you and say you need to exit now, you need to go now, whatever. The first things, that's the point. If you don't respond to the idea of being evicted and being out of choice, leaving something behind, you can take a time to analyze and see your sovereignty here. Is that person even has the authority to do that?
Well,
number one, you begin to function differently in terms of
the reaction is to cling.
It's to cling, yeah.
So that's probably also why the idea of exiting the body ends up not working for people, not because they can't, not because they haven't been doing it anyway. Because when you say the word exit, the reaction is to cling.
It's embodied.
Yeah.
Even if you understand greater concepts, you have to see how do you feel when you have to exit somewhere. Are you able to do it in all sovereignty, or you feel rushed out, or you feel you left something behind, or you're gonna be missing out, or are you in scarcity? Are you in survival mode?
Yeah.
And it's what it is about.
Even if like you go to a concert,
right?
You got the exit, right?
Right.
If a fire breaks out the concert, just hypothetically, you use the exit, right?
That particular exit.
But when it's done and you've had an amazing time, you don't say we have to get out the exit. You say I'm going home.
Yeah,
now.
That's great. Had a good time.
It's all
you're going back.
How we embody the energy of it.
You're going back home when you get a good experience, and you're going back home.
Hey,
you go home.
Hey.
And that's the thing. But
we out here, aren't we?
Interesting. Yeah, we are here, isn't it?
All right.
So if you come in, hi Shelby.
Hey Shelby. Hey fam, how you doing? All right. Using the 369 method throughout. Okay, so Danny's been using the 369 method throughout the day to have her OBEs and using leave my body, and she hasn't been successful yet. But I definitely want to reword that. Yeah. See what sits well with you. Maybe you think more about, I'm going da-da-da-da. I'm going da-da-da now, or whatever. You fill in the blanks as to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And then, because you're coming back, right?
Or even if you use the word, like we said, sometimes it's not necessarily not using the word, but if you are able to embody and integrate the idea that you're not actually living, but you visualize yourself in transitioning. You've seen the movie when you see this craft, and these ET crafts, and then they just like go into what looks like sort of like a wormhole, but it's not. It goes and they end up in a new place. That, because when you're on the other side, essentially that's what happened. You can literally decide, I want to go here, and boom, there is no traveling anywhere. Or you could have the experience of flying there, or whatever you want to do.
Okay. So John said also, you explained leaving this place like going to the shops, and I've been shopping around for experiences. Meanwhile, they've been handed to me for free in this place. Is experience right now. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's just the pressure we put on ourselves unknowingly.
Yeah.
The pressure of it, and then the way things make us feel when we say it in a certain way. Do they apply pressure? Because the second that you apply pressure to yourself, that's where the resistance can come in. You know, if the idea of exiting makes you react in your body to clinging, then you will cling to your body. You'll cling to your vessel. You won't allow for it to lift, because you're going to be like, all of my body is telling me like I have to cling to this. So, and so on and so forth. It depends on the individual, isn't it?
Yeah, just saying, I am still not sure that I am on the same version of Earth that I started on when I was a child. Oh, well.
Oh, you're not. We're not even on the same version of Earth we started on at the beginning of this life.
Or you're walking. You just walked in at some point. You may not recall it yet, but, that happened for some of us.
On the last Sunday live that we had, guys, like the last Sunday live we had at the end of the month, where we just have it between like the members and whatever, yeah. So we were working with this Earth Angel book, and we went through. It's this one here, this Earth Angel book, and we went through a quiz in there to just kind of get into what incarnation that we've done here. And a lot of us were going over which one, like, maybe we found ourselves working with. So whether we're reincarnated angels, elementals, star people, walk-ins, wise ones, all of these things. So many of us who we called sensitive, empaths, neurodivergent, all of these names we give these things, one way or another, are starting to discover that maybe, just maybe, we're not all the way from here.
No.
We're not all the way from here. We've all come as different things.
Absolutely.
Or had different instances. Hence why Jay may have come out and seen a different version of himself. Okay. So yeah. the wonderful world that we live in. Okay. Yeah. All right. So John said, Shem, trust me, I ain't clinging. Still haven't left for a while. It's okay, John. It's all right. Also, you can affirm that. Do you remember your dreams, though, John? I wonder. Because you're not always in your body to have those. Or is it that you want to look back and see your body? Because that's the thing as well. Being slammed back in your body is jarring. That I do feel when I go back in, because I feel like my knee is moved, or I've just gone like that, and then I realized, oh no, I just landed.
So I see, Danny, you're saying that I just want to experience the conscious separation for the OBE and be able to play around my house and command where I go. My OBEs previously have been spontaneous, and I am just somewhere else.
Okay, but you want to be in your house, then say, I'm going to walk around my house tonight in my energy body. I'm going downstairs tonight in my energy body. Maybe leave something down there for yourself as well, so that you can go and see it. And then maybe you'll be like, you know what, I remember seeing it. And then build up that relationship, more like than saying, I need to do this, more than that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So see, like, speak it back to yourself as if that's what you want to do, because what you've just told me is what you want to do. I want to play in my house, around my house, and come on where I go. So tonight I'm going to play around my house in my energy body and come on where I go.
Yeah.
More like that.
Also, if you can bring yourself to enough lucidity, so wherever you are, if you don't get distracted about what's taking place, because sometimes it is very interesting, then maybe you can redirect yourself and go back into your house. And that's as opposed to see it as, oh, when I end up somewhere, I'm out of control, I can't do that, or you feel like it will be easier if I leave my body then and there, I can just start playing around.
Yeah.
You know?
Because then you can say, even if I am in my dream, so I'm gonna dream tonight, but even if I do, I'm gonna return back to my house and play around for a bit, and then I'll get back in my body. So you may not see yourself on the exit, but you may see yourself as you're back in your house. I'm having a dream. Okay, I'm having a dream. I'm going back to my house. I'm going to play around a bit here, and then I'm going to go back in my body. So you do get to see yourself outside of your body, but it's on the going back in rather than the exit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say another thing. It's like one more thing as well. If you find yourself wanting to do that, then you had another experience instead, or what you recall to be. It doesn't mean it didn't happen. You see, you may not have had enough. That experience may be something you had to have and go through, but you might have also done that, but you just don't remember yet. And it's about growing that muscle where you can just be more lucid for longer. And because it's a lot of things, it's probably better to assume that you got to do the thing you wanted as opposed to I can't do it yet, because there is a reality where this happened, where you remember the minute you can say to yourself, okay, this is, or imagine yourself going around your house and touching things, and even if it's on the way back to your body, you stopped off. That's a timeline where that happened. Being able to visualize that is a timeline that happened. So
yeah,
that might help as well.
So Ray said, this question may be out of topic, but would like to ask. Okay, cool. Is it normal to feel drained or out of energy when you come back to your body? Also, when in out of body, does eyes hurt? Okay, so I'll get the first one. Coming back and feeling drained, yeah, sometimes that does happen. It used to happen to me often, and I never knew why, because I didn't think I was actually going out of my body until people were like, oh, that's more than a dream. You're going out your body. You've been going out your body. What helped with that? Salt bath. For me, it was salt baths. Okay. Now, it's like more of a recharge, a battery recharge for myself, like recharging the battery. But the quickest way I used to do that was taking some Epsom salt or some like just mineral salt, like real salt. Like, don't be just using any old table salt. Use salt. The wet one is good as well. Put that in the bath. About 2 cups I use in a bath, and I soak for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes if I have to be quick about it. And that usually recharges me really well, especially if I've had a night where I've brought back a lot of information, or I have a lot of recall about what's happened or what's gone down. So sometimes I do feel drained. I also start to consciously over here be aware of where I put my energy, how I put my energy, how I fling it around, how I fling around my aura, how I deal with my biofield. Are you keeping your field clear? Are you just allowing parts of your field to just be open? And if so, where and why? Because it doesn't have to be open for it to be around you, or for it to be effective, or for you to use it. And these are sometimes a lot of the drainages we can have. Imagine you've been walking around, for example, not you, but just imagine you've been walking around outside of your sovereignty, like you're kind of like a people pleaser, say for instance. And I'm just taking it from my own point of view. If you're a people pleaser here, and you go on the other side, it doesn't stop you from projecting that over there. So maybe you'll find yourself busy doing work that you shouldn't be doing, so to speak, and exerting your energy where you don't have to, which would have you exert energy or give energy to places and people and things and times and whatever occupations that you don't have to either. So coming back and feeling drained can be a part of that. So your energy reclamation and your energy preservation and replenishment then becomes something that you start looking after on both sides of the veil. When you come back, what also works as well is if you see yourself as mechanically as your biofield, like the toroidal apple, I like to call it, then sometimes what I like to do in the morning is recharge, but even before I get up, put my hands together and I put the palms of my feet together as well. And I make sure that I am my full circuit. So the circuitry of my being becomes a closed circuit. And I start to visualize it as such. And then I allow from my heart space to visualize a glowing light, which is my inner source energy. And I let it run through my system, the whole of the system, the whole of the field. So I imagine the toroidal view, like the apple of it all coming back and replenishing me. And I do that for sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. Ain't gonna be an hour, just quick things. And I do it before I get out of bed so that if I have been doing something where I've been mismanaging some of my energies, I know that I'm capable of replenishing myself right there and then. Because what if you don't have access to these things? That's there you also telling yourself that you cannot replenish yourself, which you always can. So there's many different ways you can go about that. Now you're talking about the second part, your eyes hurting when you're out of body. You're going to have to explain that just a little bit more. Is it when you've come out of the body, your eyes hurt? Is it because you've seen something or you've seen something bright? Or is it when you're coming back and then now your eyes hurt when you're back? So like verify that one for us in the chat.
So, Danny is saying that I am always amazed when I go somewhere else that I don't even think about checking out of my house. Okay. You know what it is? It's just because wherever you are, it's trying first before you think of that is gain more lucidity, because only then you'll be able to start remembering, oh, I wanted to do this. But if you're not lucid, then it becomes harder, because so there's different ways and techniques in which you could use to do that. I mean, obviously see what works with you, because it doesn't work for everybody. So
yeah. Hey fam, hi. Shah is here. If you lot haven't checked out the conversation that we have with Shah, another community member, musician, and so much more here, great conversation.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely, 100%.
Happy Sunday. So yeah, I'm going down, still going down. All right. Okay, I'm keeping. I'm going
so John
through.
saying
I'm trying
responded
not
to your comments about
about the salt.
About dreams. Yeah. No.
Badger gold salt is good as well.
Pretty good.
If I said that properly. Also, I responded to your comment about my dream, Shem. Okay, where is that?
No, it was just next.
Yeah, it was here, right here. I stopped focusing on dreams and setting my space up for OBEs. And when I was having my free time, I've just been sitting with myself. And now Hecate has been helping me sort out the skeletons in my closet. So I'm not even dreaming and yet still experiencing. And this is the thing as well. If you've been sitting by yourself and you've been meditating, there's so many ways for you to explore your consciousness. It is not only going to be through dream state or OBE or whenever, you can shift right now just through a simple daydream. See what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be this step-by-step difficult thing if it doesn't need to be. And I liken it back to your childhood, how it used to be something that was second nature to you. And for a lot of us, it was second nature, but we just didn't label it with so many things and pile too much expectations upon ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's returning back to that freedom. Okay. I'm still going through it. Yeah, he did say he drinks salt water. But this salt water thing is people in the desert have been using salt to hydrate themselves for years. Salt baths is something that's used a lot for shamanic work. So yeah, it's likened to that.
Yeah, and you're an electric being, so doing doing that actually facilitate your conductivity.
Yeah, which is funny because the other salt is called Beja gold.
Beja
gold, and gold is a great conductor.
Oh yes, one of the best conductor. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So during the outer body foray for the eyes, I haven't really experienced my eyes hurting when I'm out of body, Ray, to be fair with you.
I'm going to share this then in terms of sensation and how you can feel. It's been happening to me a couple of times where trying to exit my body. And for some reason, well, I'm playing in exiting. It's like I'm sort of exiting out of my body. And then I feel like I can't feel my face. I feel paralyzed. Like imagine that you can just, and that seems to be my ethereal body that feels that way. So depending on certain things, you may have certain weird sensation that happen. Now, obviously, your eyes could be a projection of some sort, like something you projected. I don't know if you wear glasses or your soul's trying to communicate to you some things about your eyes, surrounding your eyes. So it might be in terms of, maybe discomfort you've been having in this life or trying to help you. Sometimes things are messages or signs. So you would have to see if you can get more context around it. And that will allow you to probably determine what's going on. There's many stuff that can be interpreted as such.
Yeah. And then I'd also ask, do you wear glasses in your waking life, or is sight something that has always come up for you? And if you were there, where were you exactly? We'd have to get into it. So it's often something that may be personal for you as far as what it means directly to you, though you're feeling it physically. Or it might be a sign of how you can feel that something is real. Like how somebody would say, oh, I've had this experience, but I'm not sure if it was real. But that could be your signal to say, this is real for me. And if it hurts as far as to the point where you're really feeling discomfort, you can simply say to your higher self, or just say to yourself, I no longer need to feel discomfort in order to give myself indications of where I am. And then maybe it won't hurt so much, because I go through my own ones, but with knees, but that's a whole nother subject. But if it's your body's way of trying to indicate that this is a reality, or this is like a whole reality check that you've set for yourself, and it is too painful for you, simply ask your vessel to show you another way about doing a reality check.
Yeah, I'm going to mention one thing as well. When it comes to pain during an OBE, it is an illusion, although you can feel it. But because you can't die, right? On the other side, there's no such thing. So yeah, so you probably want to look at what in your life or belief you hold on to that could cause that, because you can potentially project that pain, still feel it, although it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Asiel. Hiya.
Hi, Asiel.
In my dreams, I often see everything blurry. Is that even a dream? Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a dream even if you see blurry. And whether or not you see blurry, it depends on whether or not you really want to see what's going on. Sometimes I used to see blurry and I used to say, okay, clarity, or I see clearly now. And then I used to blink a few times and that would get me to rub my eyes in my dream. And then I'd realize I'd be more lucid. Hence why I was saying to Ray, it may be his own soul's way of trying to get him to rub his eyes and do a reality check so that he can become more lucid. But it may be he doing it through pain, where others may do it through blurriness, which is funny. You spoke about the eyes. But yeah, so if it doesn't mean it's not a dream or an instance that you are experiencing. But sometimes now when I do turn up somewhere and my vision is blurry, I close my eyes in the vision and I usually find that it's something I'm to sit still and listen in. And I find out all the information I need to know by listening and feeling out the environment before I feel like I need to see it. Sometimes my sight is not required where my sight doesn't turn up immediately. But that's something that you can investigate and play with as and when.
Yeah. I see Shah saying, my eyes were burning when I saw a planet for the first time. It was the brightness that was too much for my eyes. These are sensitivities I have in waking life also. Yeah, and plus if you are, I'm not going to say programmed, but if you live in a reality that if you see a bright light, you squint, then you project that because that's how you interpret and perceive life. Still with limitations, there's still a body projection out there and its limitations. And until you can get over that, some talk about dissociating yourself with the body identity, like identify yourself as you here can help, because when you're on the other side, you don't roll in with all the limitations that can be projected. CJ is saying something seriously, whether in fear or not, while outside of your body, everything opens up and real reality kicks in. This reality seems unreal and more like a mist that fades rather than real. Sometimes, I mean, we talk about something like that, I think, with Sasha, and it's all realities. It's just with different textures. And even in this reality, as you optimize your abilities, it can feel realer than what you're experiencing now. I'll give you an example. It is said, and allegedly, that eagles can really see everything with great detail. So they've got the ability to use their eyes in order to do so. Now, us humans have told ourselves and all been taught that we can't do this, we can't do that, and we're highly limited. And we kind of reinforce that idea when we say, well, this is not really real here. It isn't. You can really have a sense. Okay, I'll give you an example. When certain women, I mean, Shem talked about that before, when they're pregnant, the sense of smell can heighten. So now you can smell things a mile away and very strongly and very definedly. And even if you take time to touch things, whether it's wood, the grain of the wood, you can take time and feel, really take time to feel, because we don't take time to feel here. We're too busy. You can heighten the experience here and how things feel. This is what even the tantric teaching is about. It's little to see with sex and more about how we integrate this reality and the thing we can do.
But because we experience it every day, we kind of sensually bypass what we're experiencing now. And because we love newness, when we go over to the other side, we touch everything and we're touching balls because it's new, right?
We want to find out if it's real.
You could touch a ball now. You can touch your skin now. You can really feel all of these things now if you want to. We're just not interested.
We're not into it.
So we want to go, right? So we want to go somewhere else. And when we do it, we do things that, like Shah was saying, she squinted her eyes because she saw a planet. But she squints her eyes here. She's got the sensitivity here. We still bring over the things that we do here sometimes. And it's not that she doesn't have abilities here or on the other side. She has them both. But still that mechanism of, I've seen something amazing and new and the brightness. So that's my body's reaction. Don't forget, our vessel still holds memories. And if it's your body's reaction to squint when you see something bright, then you may do that on the other side too. And now Ray's kind of like unpacked his whole pain with the eyes, because he said, this was my first OBE and I wanted to know if it was normal. But it all makes sense. It was a great experience, even though it was scary a bit. And that's the thing. It's the newness. It's the newness. And I liken it to a new relationship as well, because it's like your new relation. It's a new side of yourself with yourself.
It's novelty, isn't it?
It's the novelty. But once the novelty wears off, what do? You lose your senses around it. And I think that for a lot of us who've been having OBEs for years and kind of been like, well, I never saw it as that, but now I have, and now I want to kind of do it, but I want to feel more. How would you recharge a novelty in anything? You would take the time to feel into it a little bit more and take the time to sit with it a little bit more.
Be more present.
And be more present. And it's the same as when you go over to the other side. Just be more present, be more excited in the moment so that you can experience it differently. Because if you've been doing this since birth and just calling it something else, or you have, but it's been spontaneous, which happens to a lot of us, even myself included, sometimes when I want to feel more into it, I've got to just start, okay, touching things and feeling myself, feeling around and getting back into the novelty of everything. And then my senses start to open up again.
And it's got a lot to see with here, ability here. I mean, to develop them, to heighten our senses. It's been dulled down so much. And I think if we keep on having this talk, as much as it's great to motivate someone to see what it's like on the other side, we're diminishing our ability to expand that experience here, which we choose to be here, which means that on some level, we do have to maybe honor this for ourselves, for what we choose.
And then it could probably be an opportunity to come second hand. So it just starts being second nature to feel into the novelty of the moment. So when you're in dream state, you don't have to no longer command to start feeling into the moment, because it's something that you already do over here.
And yeah.
Like if you get dinner, when's the last time you really just smelt everything on the plate? Or did you just knock it back? Moments like that we take for granted. Just take a moment. And then once you get into second nature of being present, you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to do that when you're in dream state or meditative state, or whether you find yourself out of your body. You'll do it. And then you'll know, oh yeah, I was there. Just as you know you were in front of your plate this morning or last night.
You know, do you remember your first steps? The first time you ran, how the wind felt on your skin the first time you felt that when you were a kid? Most of us don't. And if we want to get back to our ability or what we used to be, defy gravity literally, how are we going to do that if we minimize what this reality is?
Okay, so I'm going to go through. Kat, hey Kat. Couldn't comment sooner because I was driving. All right. Just wanted to say that I like the idea of considering OBEs as going to visit my homies in the other side of the realms. Lives implies I'll return to my body and feel safer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we do have to understand about some of the fears that we still have. You don't have to be ashamed of like still holding some fears. Whether or not they serve you or not, you're like, yeah, I get it. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't stop me from being simultaneously scared of it in the moment. It's just be easy if you feel it. Yeah, that shit was scary. Boop. Okay. Like you don't have to sit there. You don't have to dwell on it. It's just, yeah, I forgive myself. Boom. I'm out of it already. Ray's like, yeah, my eyes were blurry. It was crazy. All right. I'm reading on now, and then I'm gonna get onto the readings because I already see the time. Okay. So John is saying, I will say that I've been becoming lucid more often in my dreams now, but every time I do, I become so overwhelmed with excitement, both good and bad. I wake myself up. Okay, I see. I wake myself up. So this is where I'm focusing more on dealing with my field and how I feel in waking life. I feel it's helping me get back to that frequency. There's a lot to clear out. That's it. Like it's even leaking out into how I make my room, my bed, taking out my trash. Yeah. Just step by step, like.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff that we call mundane, that I promise you, if you did it out of body, you would be so excited. Like, how much of us have done regular shit out of body and then come back and been so excited about it? But if I was to tell you the same story, but I said to you, oh, this happened to me this morning, you would roll your eyes and put the phone down on me. Because you'd be like,
yeah.
So you walked through your hallway and sat down on a chair, girl, bye. But if I say I went out of body and then I walked down the hallway, and then, you see what I mean? We're pedestaling on some level about the differences between it. And that pedestaling is making it harder for us to go there and achieve these things or do these things or just make that shift. You see what I'm saying? Achieve.
Yeah. Oh, also
do it. Remember it. Feel into it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's this newness thing that if it's new, it's dope. If it's old, it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't realize, but it doesn't really help you when you do that. And I know, Jay, you're saying something as well that is really relevant to say the telepathy is on point over there. I feel mentally challenged every time I return to this reality, and many of us do. The thing is, from my interpretation, what's happening, it's down to also acknowledgement and practice, in the sense that when you you're over there, and that's how you communicate, right? It's easy or feel easy. Then you come back here. The only time or most of the time, people use that method is when they receive downloads, because essentially you use it, but only in one way, and it's just practicing. So you are a great receiver when it comes down to that. If you're getting a lot of downloads, and you did say you had a lot of downloads, Jay, so you receiving is great, but that's how you emit it, and that's probably what you have to work on and re-expand. But that's what it is the more we say this is lesser than internal reality, the harder it becomes here to expand that.
Yeah. And this is another thing, guys, like we go through these synchronicities, but these synchronicities, aren't they just a form of telepathy that we're practicing? Did you already tell me, yeah, Shem got some purple stuff and it is so dope? And I was like, oh, wow, what? And then I came and told you about the purple stuff. And we said, oh my God, synchronicities. Or did we just already have this chat? But it's not happening out of body, so it's not important, right? So we've taken out the novelty. And then that means that we're not that dope over here, and we're not actually tapped in.
Look like the villain arc. If you would want to get people to stay where they are here in this reality, maybe make them longing to exit and thinking that it's lesser than, will take them further away from their true ability. And Jay, you did say, yeah, it is that the avatar are being tampered with. I guess is part of the all agreement, what we're going to do here and how we're going to overcome that. But we have to overcome it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
And also I liken it to something simple. Like, I think we were chatting about it with Deanna last week, where she was talking about like something simple. You come in the house, you want a cup of tea, you're not saying anything to anyone, you plop yourself down, you're like, wow, a cup of tea would be amazing. And someone in your family just walks in and be like, would you like a cup of tea? You're like, oh my gosh, you read my mind. Not the fact that they actually did. You emitted that and then they received it. But we didn't have it out of body, so it's not real telepathy. What are we saying to ourselves when we experience things like this? Also, something as simple as you and your kid. For those of you who've got kids or look after kids in any way, everybody knows the room goes too quiet. Something's quiet. I'm feeling into something here. They're doing BTs. They're doing something naughty. Telepathy. That's what it is. Like, we use it in our daily life and we shrug it off. And then when we use it in dream state or in lucid dream state or in OBE state, we just thought, oh my gosh, I am a god here. And then we come back here and then we get back small again, forgetting all of the things we do anyway. It's like when I pull these cards. Oh, wow, Shem, you're such a good reader. Am I, though? Really? Or am I just doing it how we all do it? And how does something resonate with you when you already have felt into what was going to resonate anyway? You already came here knowing what you wanted to hear, and you've sent it to me, and I've received it. So that means we've already used telepathy. So by the time you hear a message that resonates with you, it's because we've already had a conversation. The confirmation is the second time you're hearing it. It's not the first time you're hearing it, hence why it resonates. You would need the back and forth for the resonation to happen. You see what I'm saying? So you're already in your power, peeps. It's just we're calling it different things and labeling it different things so we can, God forbid, give ourselves the power, give ourselves the flowers here. You know what I'm saying?
That's why understanding the mechanics of what's going on here, this reality, is
Yeah.
really helpful. Even on the other side.
But yeah, look, Deanna said 100%. My whole house is tapped in in hardwood telepathy, just me and my 3-year-old. And are the only ones aware of it in the house.
Also,
That's how it be.
I'm going to mention some things. I'm just going to make a little comparison. The reason why this happened a lot as well when you're in your home is because something that's highly underestimated is we share our personal field with each other. So telepathy in these circumstances become easier, which means it's more frequent. However, as you start paying attention and practicing it, or at least understand it enough, this can operate differently. That's why sometimes you think of calling someone and they're calling you. Specifically, if you are more intentional and you're more focused on that person, these things take place. So it's just because also it's about acknowledging the fact that there's some people you don't think of.
Yeah.
But perhaps we need to start expanding it beyond our family's friends, just generally speaking.
Yeah. Which is literally how I get the messages. I just expand it. I'm doing it anyway. You're doing it anyway. I'm just seeing it as such. Yeah. See your greatness for what it is.
It's just don't do it for bullshit.
Yeah, and mind your fucking business as well.
More intentional. More
focused. And I'm really with this. Like if I'm going to remote view somewhere, I'm like, I'm not going in nobody's yards.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. You might catch me in your garden. You might catch me in a field outside, but you ain't gonna catch me in your yard. I will be knocking, and you will. Then you tell me, yeah, you can come in or not. I'm not doing all of that shit. That's just me, because that's how I keep my field. So it's a give and take. It's this thing. It's like, how are you moving here?
Yeah, I want to mention.
It will reflect on the other side. Things do happen. Like, yeah, everything comes energetically first before the physical.
That's right. And I want to address something that MJ said. We operate on such a low density here. Things are happening too slowly for us to always recognize we created that.
Yeah.
The only things I would just mention on that, MJ, is the fact that it is true. We do operate in a low density, but we choose, for it to happen slowly. It's a decision. And I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but it actually is. And even sometimes I have to catch myself. I realize, oh, wow, I'm playing into this for other reason, because it suits me at the time. but more often that's what happened.
Char's got to go, peeps. Do check out her channel as well. Yeah, you can click on her icon and get to it. She does music as well. And yeah, just check her out. Awesome. All right, have a great Sunday. All right.
Bye, Char.
See you, fam. So yeah, and good question by Coherence Handler has said, how much or what percentage of ourselves do we have in this realm? Anyone? I would say depends on how much you decide that you perceive you have. Hence why some people are like, I'm in my higher self, I'm already my higher self. And others are like, I have to contact my higher self. It's all going to be down to individual perception.
Yeah, I don't know how much. I think, yeah, you can increase it. That's for sure. You can decide, like Shem said, how much you want to bring here. I think when you do that gradually, your body do upgrade in a way that makes it possible.
Yeah. Much love, Shah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start the reading. Yeah, I'm gonna start the reading.
All right.
Talking about telepathy.
I'll clear the space, go on our magnificent desk. Massive desk.
We're saying this because it is not magnificent and it is not massive. But it's here. As and it's
reality will have it.
We're in the midst of energetically getting a bigger, more magnificent desk.
The desk is in the midst of transitioning out of our house.
All right.
Wait, so John is saying I am realigning with my higher self. It's never separate, but it's always keeping an eye.
Yeah. It's just it's going to be a decision that you make for yourself here.
Just before you start, I saw Jay, you mentioned the ads, and also Diana. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Think about it this way. What happened is this. YouTube is a business. If you don't run ads on the channel, you block the ads. Do you really think they're going to push your content? Do you really think they're going to be more likely to really push that out there? Not really. They still have to run in a certain way. Now, I know you can prevent the ads sometimes, but sometimes it is what it is.
Plus, they want you to join their premium and go no ads, isn't it? So it's like, if you're not on their premium, I guess you'll still have ads run on it anyway. But we do what we can over here. Okay.
But I get it.
But I get it, because I'd be like that too. I'd be like,
but we'll create our own reality. So
skip, innit?
Yeah, skip it.
I'll be pressing the skip button all the time.
Skip him.
All right.
Jay's like, God damn. This reality is so slow.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Yay. Hey,
and John say, I didn't know that your interruptions are a sign that you're on the right path.
Okay.
At least for me.
I'm going to be picking 3 soul cards. Usually I don't reach into the book to read it from, but I know that I've been guided because I actually never opened this book until this morning, but they actually have affirmations, and I know that someone needs one of these affirmations. So boom. I'm picking the 3 cards, and it's pick a card today. And then I'll do a reading on each card. So you just pick the card that resonates with you the most, and that reading will be for you. Okay, so no, again, I only want one more card. It's 3 cards today. Thank you.
Echo say you can try using an ad blocker. Yeah,
right. Actually, there we go, Echo.
Echo's got a solution.
There we go.
Echo, are you an IT guy? Okay. Sound like blessed.
All right. So there's 3 cards I have here, and then you'll pick which one resonates with you.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'm not surprised.
No surprise, yeah.
Yeah, and John's like, oh, you can just pay for premium.
with the purple devil. I love that emoji.
Devil's advocate. Okay,
oh my. So the good devil, not the bad one. I'm trying to help.
Though someone said to me, who was I chatting to? Yeah, that too. In the last conversation we had with our last guest, they were saying when they went to Sunday school, they were asking, what does the devil look like? And nobody could tell him. And he was like, nah, I'm out. He was like 8 years old when he said that. I thought it was brilliant. I was like, yeah, that was a good question.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I was like, you'd have been at the back with me making sandwiches in a canteen, mate. All right. So exactly. I was like, you know what? Sometimes I know that the community dip in and out, but some of you are listening to replays and some of you just at home, just living life. But you're felt, and sometimes when you're not in the chats, you're thought of.
Absolutely.
You're thought of. Okie dokie. So the first one is power. Power. If that resonates with you, that will be reading number 1 for power. Hey, Crayo.
Hey, Crayo. Right on time for the reading.
Okie dokie. Card number 2 is compassion. Compassion. And card number 3, adventure. Adventure. Sure, I can show the deck. The deck I'm using today are from the Soul Coaching Oracle cards. And whatever deck I use from, I will be sharing that as well. Okie dokie. So that's card 1, 2, or 3. That's power, compassion, or adventure. You could pick whichever one you want, or from all of them. It's up to you. I will be going into the reading for card number 1, which was power first. Okay. I'm seeing what comes to me first before I start pulling any cards.
So Jay said, I could pay for premium, but I shall not be pimped. Sometimes, Jay, reality sovereignty come at a cost. I know.
Let me just lock in a bit.
I feel you though. I understand.
I feel like I'm at that family barbecue and everyone's doing whatever, but I'm supposed to be locked in on something.
I get it, Jay.
Okay, cool. I'm getting something around family for this one, for the power. And someone needing to hear that even amongst the many, you have your own power and you do walk in your own power. It's just that when others are around you that seemingly seem bigger and more powerful than you, you can forget how powerful you are. It's only until you stand apart from them that you can see how great, your own greatness, how great you are. And sometimes standing apart from that which you've already walked, that path that you've already walked or others walked before you, or I'm seeing someone walking in someone's shadow, even though you feel small in that shadow sometimes, it's not until you get out you realize how big you are and how big your shadow is and how big of a shade your shadow can cast on others. And then you can have compassion for others who feel small within your shadow. It's not always deliberate. Also, I'm hearing it's not always deliberate. Sometimes it just is. Okay, I'm going to start the reading. Not that it wasn't started, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to be going from good old Rider-Waite or Rider-Waite tarot. That's the good old traditional ones, yeah? 10 of Pentacles as I pick up at the bottom of the deck. 3 cards about this power. Sometimes also I'm getting, before I pull anything, it's the shadow of your past self in front of you that's casting this appearance of you feeling smaller or reduced or less than you used to, or unseen. It's like you're having to step out of your own shadow, or the darkness that your own shadow has passed on you. So I'm seeing your shadow of your past self ahead of you, and it's casting a light over you, and you're this darkness over you, this shade, and you feel like you can't get out of it. Like you used to be something what people would see as great, and now you feel lesser than, and that's casted its own shadow, and you feel less than you used to feel. It's not until you step out of that, away from that, you will realize how big your new shadow is. But you're too focused on that one. Okay. I'm hearing that's okay, just step aside. And get behind yourself, not your shadow. Your shadow is also is supposed to walk beside you like that, not in front of you. So that is no longer yours. That no longer belongs to you, even if it appears to be you. It's an old identity of who you used to be. So it needn't cast anything over you. Card number 1.
I go saying thank you, Shem, 100% for me.
The sun. I'm getting the sun in reverse. And for some of you, I'm hearing the sun as in an actual sun, like a sun, like somebody's sun, no longer being somebody's sun. And this is where the shadow is coming, because I'm getting the sun in reverse. Some of you have been having dreams. Okay, so this is the whole thing. For some of you, a sun having dreams about the past, where there used to be a son, like somebody who feels like they used to be a son. Okay. Or when you used to be younger. I'm getting feeling of being knocked off your high horse in some way. Someone being knocked off their high horse. And being able to communicate in dreams, like dreams of reoccurring dreams of falling off or failing at being a son, or being able to ground down a new joyful moment for themselves. The idea of just like, how do I fall into this new era of joy for myself? How do you get your stride back once you've fallen off, once you've been knocked over? Somebody's higher self is coming in and talking very, very strongly about this. It's as if this has been a worry. It's as if there's been a reoccurring nightmare around it. And I'm saying nightmare because it's something that it's like returned, this returning message that you haven't quite been interpreting as a message. You've kind of been interpreting it as a nightmare. But what you're to see is how powerful you are. If you got on it once, you will get back on it again. Maybe this new path doesn't require for you to get on any high horse or on any stature of power. The power can sometimes be found in a grounded space, I'm hearing. Some of your guides are coming in extremely strong about this. It's a different walked path than what you're used to. It's a different walk path than maybe what your family lineage is used to, what you have been used to in the past. And that's okay. There can still be joy found in it, but searching for joy in that actual moment, that actual instance, may be too soon to kind of try and front run what joy is to come. Just walk the path and then the joy will appear. Walk the path and the sun will appear. One more card, please, about this. What don't they see coming as they walk this path? What is it that you want them to see? Come through, Shem.
It's resonating with John as well.
2 cards have fallen. We're getting the 7 of Wands and we're getting 9 of Pentacles. Okay. This is what you don't see coming. As you walk this path is protected. You'll be reaching new heights and be in a place where you're able to adequately ward off any doubts or seeming threats, but they're all seeming, they're not real, they're not actually going to land. None of these hits that used to knock you off your post will actually be able to reach you as you walk this new path. And why spirits put you on the ground right now is because where you used to walk, when you used to be up high on this horse I'm seeing for some of you, there was a vulnerability there. And that vulnerability sat where you sat high on that high horse, and being knocked off may have at first knocked your confidence, but it's so you could walk on the ground, stay grounded, and remain on a path that puts you at a place where you can't be knocked off and you remain untouchable. And there is where your plenty lies. That's where your 9 of Pentacles, your fulfillment, your grounded fulfillment. We're getting a lot of earth energy coming through. This is a grounded path for you, and this is your path of power. That's why we got the elephant. Okay, that's why we got it on the ground. This is 40 relevant for some. The number 40 relevant for some.
How you know?
This is definitely a spiritual journey for some of you where you can remain untouched. Hey, you know. 9 coming through. For some of you, this is going to be extremely auspicious. I'm getting a lot of falcon energy. I'm getting a hawk energy. You're going to see things from a different perspective. Even though your blinkers are on right now for it, this will allow you to see things from a different perspective. But this is the abundant path for you, where you're not only bringing in necessary nourishment for your soul, but necessary nourishment for the things that you want to do as you proceed on your path. So this is going to be monetary for some, but this is going to be all things that you need to succeed, whether that be literal, I'm getting literal growth, like literal trees, or a delivery of some sort, or tools for some of you that you'll need, or whatever it is you're calling to walk this path will be able to be there in abundance for you. But this knock that you took, Spirit put you on this path so you can remain grounded, because that's where you're most untouchable right now. And that's where your abundance lies. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
So do press like if you resonate with this content, and subscribe if you haven't.
Thank you. Your highest, whoever's higher self that was, really nice, cool, calm energy. I'm getting a runny nose now. Normal. Okay, I'm going to do card number 2, compassion. That's compassion card. So many, and back to the number 1, by the way. So that's the elephant, the horse, the hawk, the eagle I'm getting as well, relevant for some of you. Okay, so card number 2, compassion. The number 12 relevant. I'm getting 32 as well for some reason. Totem animal, the wolf. And I'm getting a compassion where this is a relationship with yourself, but this is also a relationship that's coming in. And it's this balance between beta and alpha energy I'm seeing. And that has nothing to do with partnerships, though it can for some of you. It can just be a balance in between knowing that you are alone right now and having compassion for your alone time, not trying to rush through your alone time, knowing that you can sit with yourself and that you don't have to talk shit to yourself. And one of your guides, whoever this is coming through and being like, you're not alone and we have to listen to this. In those moments alone where you berate yourself, and I'm seeing like somebody getting so frustrated, you know. Sorry to laugh at you. You get frustrated and you just like fucking like pull at your hair or pull at your clothes and you just fucking dash some shit across the room, like really frustrated. You're to have compassion for yourself in your moments alone. But it's okay to get frustrated as well, I'm hearing. Okay, I'm going to pull cards as well. For this, I'm going for the woodland wardens, because for some of you, this animal is of quite importance. And for this also, the soul coaching, I am going to read for compassion. What is this? This is the one who needed to hear from compassion. Okay. All right, so I'm reading from the compassion. I'll read the meaning and then I'll read the affirmation. You are a deeply compassionate being. Allow the light of your good, and it will shine to the world. Accept the care that the Creator has for you. You're loved and immensely lovable. The affirmation for that is: the vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. Someone needed to hear that. The vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. All right, thanks for that, Spirit. Woodland Wardens is what I'll be using. All right, thank you. Immediately, the otter has fallen out. Peace and determination. Okay, I get this. A ton of them have fallen out. All right, if that's how you want it. Okay, we've got peace and determination here with intuition and protection. All right. And new opportunities with hope. Some of you are going through a transformation and you're getting intuitive downloads right now about these, not only like your new, what you're feeling as your newfound gifts or abilities coming through, but also your ability to stick with what it is to trust it. But that's where you're getting frustrated, but that's where you're to throw love onto. The same amount of love that you throw on other people is the same amount of love and compassion you are to give to yourself through this transformation. Hope is fine, and I'm hearing hope all you want. This is coming through regardless of your frustrations. So you may as well drop the frustration because it's coming through regardless. Why not make that transition, that transformation, a moment where you can just sit with yourself in peace and be nicer to yourself and be more compassionate with yourself, with your process. And I'm seeing a blue butterfly here, relevant for some. I'm seeing a blue butterfly, but I'm also getting the story of the hungry caterpillar, that this has been something that's been slowly coming, and now you're in your chrysalis stage. Now wouldn't be the time to be thinking about whether or not it's going to happen. You're literally in the cocoon stage. There's only one way that you're coming out of this. It's on the other end with the whole wings and the kit and caboodle. You are pulling in your intuition, and you do feel a need to kind of protect yourself right now. And some of you have pulled it in because you felt like you needed protection. Whether you've been somebody who's been in a rough situation and pulled it through struggle, or pulled it through some form of trauma and felt like you've needed it so that you can foresee certain dangers or be more aware of your surroundings. It was still your journey back to yourself, back to your abilities. But you're not to stand in the same need of protection. Where you're moving to, which is funny, where you came from, yes, you did need protection, but it still simultaneously woke you up to your intuition. But where you're going to with your intuition, you will no longer need the same protection because your intuition now will guide you. You do not need to cling to the protection as much as your intuition will be. That's the transformation there, from protection into intuition. Your intuition will be your protection. You no longer have to be scared to move forward. when you move forward, you can move in peace. All right. That was your message for compassion. All right. And you know what? I'm coming back because I'm getting some feelings around like not being at peace in your home life for some of you. And that's where your guides wanted you to know you weren't alone in those moments either. And you're not alone in your frustrated moments. They saw everything, but they're equally overseeing your transformation. They're equally seeing that this is just a period of time where you could just love on yourself. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Spirit. Let's move on. Card number 3, adventure. The number 4, relevant. The number 4 is relevant. I'm hearing for some taking that leap. Taking that leap. I'm going to be using some of my own oracle cards from my own deck. Made a deck. All right. Give me this about some adventure, Shem. Okay, not that much. I'm just not going to read that. Okay, yes, I will. Fine. Okay, what have we got here? We got number 10 relevant for somebody. This adventure, I'm seeing full wealth and peaceful bliss, a new stream of income, long-term abundance, and a new level unlock for some of you. This adventure seems to be something based around, see the bottom of the deck? What does the bottom of the deck? Hierophant. The Hierophant.
Well, Deanna just mentioned she's broke, so, and Jay caught that and say, nope.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. There seems to be a traditional way of doing something here, but there seems to be some sort of level up around what it is. The Hierophant. I'll pause with that. Oh, that's why they hit me with these cards. Okay, Deanna, you tapped in. Like the next one here is stuck in scarcity. Leave ASAP.
Creo, you got Creo's attention, and Jay 4. Number 4. 11 for Creo, and Jay said it's his favorite number. So
are we seeing this, peep? So you're getting full wealth and peaceful bliss, and that's where this adventure is taking you. And I'm seeing that even though I'm getting the Hierophant, I'm getting something that it's like a path not walked, not usually walked. So whatever route this is, it's not traditional. So you're not going to go the traditional way about something, and it is going to seem like an adventure, yeah? But this way is going to be full of wealth, bliss, and peaceful bliss, a new stream of income for you, long-term abundance, and a new level unlocked. And that's why it's not something that somebody's really, it's not a traditional way of going around it. It's not done before, this adventure. And then right up under it, oracle card here, stuck in scarcity, leave ASAP. Ran out on your tab. Okay, that's what you're asked to leave behind. There's a new idea coming in. It's like someone has a new idea of something. Okay, look, boom. There's a new idea coming in that one of you will have, and it's not a traditional way of doing something, and it's not something that is conventional. I'm hearing it's like a non-conventional way of going about it. But they want you to leave that scarcity mindset behind, because that's going to be part of the adventure moving forward. This is an auspicious adventure, and there will be all of these things unlocking for yourself. It will be the unlock for your new stream of income, for your long-term abundance, for a new level unlocked for yourself. But it's like you have to go the route of the adventure to get to the place. You have to walk it. And then again, behind this, you hit the jackpot with this one. And I'm getting abundance of wealth. Lotto win, 888. So long I'm gone. Move in silence. Okay. Give me a clarification on moving in silence with this one. Because it's like, what would be I don't know what it is you're doing, but if there's a traditional way to do something and you're not taking the traditional way, this is giving me straight up like, you're not supposed to share this either as to how you're going to move forward with it, because people are going to only hit you with, or the people around you that you're going to share it with are going to hit you with, and how you're going to do that. And that energy in itself is going to require for you to move in silence. So by the time, and this is the Joker card, so long I'm gone. It's giving that you're not supposed to be saying much about this because it's not going to be understood. And it's not for anyone else's understanding. It's not their adventure. If you see what I'm saying. It's not their adventure. Okay, no, it's not their adventure. You found a new way of doing something. And that's the thing. People are going to be like, they're going to think like, how the hell did you do this? Like, you must be scamming to do this, but you're not. You just found another way to do something that they haven't thought of, or they wouldn't think of. It's like you made the best of a crazy situation where most people would say, okay, I'm going to do it this way, the traditional way. You've gone and seen something else there, and you've just quietly just gone and done what you have to do about it. Remembrance and reunion, breathing new life into love, feeling yourself and alive again. This is something that you've been like, it's like you've incorporated something that you've learned before, but applied it to your new lease of life. Like, and I'm getting someone, I'm getting somebody who can, what's it called when you steal a car and you can hotwire?
Hotwire.
Yeah, I'm getting someone knowing how to do something like hotwiring a car, or being able to pick a lock or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then applying it to something that's totally legal. So when other people see it, they're going to be like, how did you learn how to do that? And you're like, don't worry about that. But it worked. But it's perfectly legal. But it's just not seen as such because people don't think to apply it in this way now. I don't know what y'all are doing, but yes, move in silence, because it won't be understood from the outside world. I'm getting more moving forward. Stop looking back. Harmony. You're to be at peace with this, because even though you pick this skill up as the old you're not to look back in judgment. Just understand it as a skill you picked up for this moment right now. And the trials and tribulations you went through in learning that, you now know how to apply it, but still stay in your full sovereignty, still stay in the legalities of it. That's why the Hierophant is turning up. It's like, you know the law inside and out. You know you're not breaking nothing. What is this? Don't answer that, okay? So I'm getting final adjustments. It will hold a loving friend group. Safe and supported. Sending their love. This is your team. Your team is reassuring you. They're sending their love right now. There are some final adjustments that have to be made, but they're saying it will hold. Final adjustments, it will hold. So whatever this is in place, just stay the course. Stay the course. Stay on the adventure of it. Look at it as such, an adventure. Take the judgment out of it and use the skills you already have to walk this walk and walk this path. Be it non-traditional. Okay? All right. That is the last message for card number 3.
Well, it resonated
Thank you.
with a lot of people.
I don't know what you. What are you all doing out here in these streets?
Diana, Crayo, you know.
I love it for you. I do. I do, but you can't try and make people understand the mechanics sometimes of what's going on in your own mind. You can't.
Yeah, so it resonated a lot, I think. We know many of you are on in the chat. You obviously are watching us, and that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, and this path was not for them to understand. This clue was not for them. It was made for you. Hence why this is your path.
So even if you're not in the chat, give us a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you want more of this. And for any consultations, reading, anything, links in the descriptions. For the one who don't know.
Great out here like I plead the fifth. Don't give me joke, guys.
It is what it is. When it resonates, you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Look, guys, thank you again for another wonderful Sunday. We do enjoy these moments with you. I've got some more messages on my channel. I've been channeling a lot of dream messages as of late. Take what resonates, go over there, see how you feel about them. If they don't, then they don't, innit? But until then, until the next time we see each other, have a wonderful Sunday or whenever you're picking this up. Thanks again. Much love to all of you. Ciao.
Ciao.